One message coming out of Davos is that companies want to take more responsibility for the environment. The world's biggest asset manager, BlackRock, reiterated its plans to put climate change and sustainability at the heart of its investment strategy. A statement of intent for the moment, but definitely a trend. Is it just greenwashing or a serious commitment to a new form of capitalism?
It's not something that's superficial. It's not something that they're doing to greenwash. It's something that fundamentally changes their economics and the way they do business. If we actually think about companies that are performing well financially, they're also usually the ones that are doing better on environmental metrics, on social metrics, and governance metrics.
What would this new capitalism look like in practice? There are plenty of initiatives around to help companies be more sustainable. And we're told there's rising demand for such services, especially since companies are affected by complex global problems which they can't solve on their own.
Well, it looks like that collaboration is the new competitive edge to companies. So those companies that know how to collaborate with NGOs, civil society, with governments, and with their competitors and with their supply chain players and really partner, not just compete, those hopefully have the future.
But in the present, global inequality is growing. Incomes of bosses and employees diverge, undermining confidence in capitalism. But some, including trade unionists, voice qualified approval of a revamped kind of capitalism that guarantees basic rights.
I welcome the concept. It's much better than the short-term shareholder capitalism that we have that dominates right now. My doubt is that it can't happen without a real shift in power. It's got to be real. It's got to have more power to workers to actually shape their own future, negotiate their own future, and rules.
So in future, balance sheets might not just reflect sales and profits, but also a company's global supply chain and how it pays its workers. Some of the ideas being discussed at Davos could lay the groundwork.
And joining me now from Davos is DW Senior Business Editor Ben Fazulin. Ben, as we heard in that piece, businesses are under increasing pressure to focus on the public good. Are they essentially being asked to do what governments won't? And is that fair?
Basically, in many cases, that's how it is. The thing is that technology is moving so fast and that this climate emergency is upon us. We can't wait for bureaucrats. Businesses are moving because customers are demanding it. Shareholders are too. This is about the long-term profit. And many economists say it's not about balancing, trying to get growth right and preventing climate change. It's the fact that being green and being environmentally friendly is going to pay off in the long run.
Now, Ben, China's green push is on the agenda at Davos today. How is the world's biggest polluter and second largest economy balancing sustainability with growth?
Well, the British economist Lord Nicholas Stern pointed out that someone is going to win this green race, and the most likely candidate at the moment is China. It's making so much progress. It's moved from being just a production hub to becoming a leader in innovation and technology, and it's this technology that could provide the next great leap forward, according to him. Ma Jun, the chief economist of the People's Bank of China, spoke to the Davos crowd this morning and said it's all about harnessing technology. He says he already has the data to name and shame polluters and can ensure multinationals that their supply chains in China are green if they refer to their Green Commission's lists that they've drawn up. It's all about green financing as well, and he says the Chinese banks are all behind that. I also spoke about innovation with a managing partner of Ernst & Young, Julie Teichland, and asked her how innovation can make companies greener.
Innovation is a great mechanism to really support making businesses more sustainable and greener by allowing technology to look at new business models, allowing technology to make businesses more efficient in what they're developing and how they're working with people.
It's great for the planet. What about people? Because so many people say digitization is going to be a job killer.
Oh no, I think digitalization will actually change how jobs work in the future. We're using technology to change how people collaborate together, how people can be more inclusive, and frankly, how work can be more motivating.
What about for people who just want a simple job, who are quite happy with that? Are they going to get left behind?
I don't think so, because I think AI will help us, as well as digital tools, to make the job itself more enriching. Just because you have a simple job doesn't mean that you have to do routine tasks every day.
Artificial intelligence, you mentioned it, is something that's still being developed and being developed by men. What about the women? What about their point of view? What about their molding of the future?
Well, you're absolutely right. Artificial intelligence is being developed largely by men, and it's one of the things we have to protect against, to make sure that as we leverage artificial intelligence, we're taking those biases into account and adjusting for them, ensuring that artificial intelligence actually helps us be more inclusive, and it can do that by adjusting the algorithms respectively.
So what would you say to women?
Be part of the game.
Be part of the game and get out there and go to university, learn about technology, and get involved in the sector.
Absolutely. Everyone needs digital skills. And today we know that 44%, for example, of Europeans don't have the skills they need. Everyone at every age can acquire these skills. With a lot of online platforms, it's available. Be part of this game.
Julie Lynn Teichmann, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.